Hey you guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I'm going to review an indie comic book from Godhood Comics called Mega Woman, issue 1 and issue 2. Since I got issue 2 at Atlanta Comic Con, I read it. I just haven't had time to review it, and since I have issue number 1 as well, I was like, I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 kind of thing. So we're gonna discuss Mega Woman, and Mega Woman is Keisha Carter. Now, this was written and created by Tyler Martin, and the story is of the story starts off a millennia ago. Gods of the Olympus overthrew their predecessor, the Titans, with the hopes of bringing about new world order, one peace, and calm and serenity. The gods' leader, Zeus, swore to his brethren that they will rule forever. However, even gods must obey fate. Zeus was warned of a prophecy that would end the gods' reign and bring about time of chaos so vile that earth herself would be trembled. This prophecy would brought about a child of Zeus, his last child. It's been 2 years since Atlanta HBCU student Keisha Carter discovered that she was the daughter of the Greek god Zeus and donned a red and blue costume as Mega Woman. Since Mega Woman's appearance, other superior humans with extraordinary powers have been popping up all over the world. All over the country. Unfortunately, the most have delved into villainy. As Mega Woman defeats them, this menace. These menaces were locked up in Trigon Maximum Security Prison, the only place on the planet capable of holding them. One of these frigs, the super strong, powerful convict Captain X, have escaped from his life sentence at Trigon and taken hostage inside a local bank. With law enforcement at a standstill, only Mega Woman can take X down. Elsewhere, while monitoring the situation, the United States government come up with their own resolution. So, if you guys don't know, that this story takes place in Atlanta, Georgia. So we have opening scenes of the bank being attacked, and the detective Carter is on duty, and he's being told what's going on with the situation and what's happening, and the hostages that are going on, and then you have his wife barging in. his wife barging in, Amanda, and they're going in to try to get the anti-superior task force because he's kind of in charge of it. And Amanda's like letting him know that that superior in there is still your daughter and stuff like that, which I always kind of find that kind of weird to do that kind of stuff to a good black man, where he's a good black man and he's been raising a child all his life just to find out that that child really isn't his or whatever. So honestly, I hope Amanda and Carter have other children, because it will just be weird for him to raise Zeus's daughter now that they all find out the truth. I don't know if that's the case yet. I'm just going by what I'm saying, because I know if it was me, I'd be like, you got to be fucking kidding me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But inside of the bank, Mega Woman is fighting Captain X, and it is a brawl out here. Look at that. That man is huge. I'm sorry, not look at this man. Well, I'm gonna put pictures for you guys to see it anyway. But they are going at each other, and it's pretty wild and stuff like that. Detective Carter's trying to tell the government to stop because Mega Woman's in there, but they don't care because any superior with powers, they all want them to be gone and dead and all that kind of stuff. So Captain X is upset because Detective Carter, who is related to, is the stepfather of Keisha Carter, who, aka Mega Woman, is the one who sent him to prison in the first place. So now he wants his revenge, and he's coming at all of them. But outside, Carter's trying to stop the airstrike, but they're not gonna do it anyway. Um, so he's telling everybody to evacuate. Amanda's like, "What's happening? What's going on? What's the airstrike called for?" And he was like, "Well, the president called for airstrike on that bank." And she was like, "But what about our daughter?" And he's like, "I'm gonna try my best to still save her." And they don't know that Mega Woman isn't a threat, but they just see that all superiors are threats. But he promised Amanda that he will save her, and then he's like, "I'm gonna go get our baby." Um, Now we continue over in the with the battle. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. This is what we need to see: comic books fighting and stuff like that. Men, and even though she's a woman, she's fighting him. She's looking good. It's like classic DC and Marvel comic books, which I love. I love classic comic book looks for fights scenes and stuff like that, which just seems like we don't get that. We don't get that as often as I would like in new comic books, because everybody wants to like preach and talk down on people, and it's just like blah 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 blah. Who the hell cares? You know what I'm saying? And they're not afraid to let her look sexy too. So that's another thing. Because if y'all see this costume, which of course you are going to see it, they're going to be like, "Oh my God, this is so impractical, and this is sexist, and why would she wear something like that?" And it's just like, holy crap! Do you want people to read your comic books or don't you? You know what I'm saying? So Carter enters the building. He helps. He helps take on Captain Carter, and she kind of brushes off, even though she called him daddy at first. And then she flies up and she's like, "Leon, what are you doing? Are we still gonna play that game? We've been through this, Keisha. I'll always be your father no matter what. Listen, the government ordered an airstrike and they want X dead. We got maybe like 5 minutes." And then of course, Captain X, he's hearing that. He's like, "Carter," because he wants revenge on him. Which, the giant rock hits Mega Woman, and it's just Carter and Captain X fighting and stuff like that. So he said, "You pay for what you done to me," and they're trying to have their little bow wow too, even though he's like a normal human and stuff like that. But he kind of crushes his arm, he kind of crushes his hand, so no more guns and stuff like that. And he's trying to talk him down, but Captain X ain't trying to hear that bullshit. And Mega Woman sees it, and then she slams straight into him, knocks him down. I mean, like at super speed levels. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Amanda was at the location getting out of there, but now she's like, "Nope, I gotta hurry up and save my baby." So the airstrike is coming. They're shooting the missile down. He was like, "We gotta get out of here," and she's like, "Okay, let's get him back to jail." But the airstrike is coming. Amanda's like going after him, like, "Oh no, we're too late." And then in Washington D.C., he asks, "Is it done?" It's done. We're reporting 0 casualties. Still waiting on Captain X's status, and of course the president's like, "I don't know. Did we do the right thing?" And then Helena was like, "Trust me, Dennis. I'm positive." And then it kind of stops right there. Now, my issue is with this is that I've been finding a lot of indie comic books just abruptly ends. So there's like no to be continued, no issue. So and then when you like flip the page, there's just like the back of the book. You know what I'm saying? Like at least if you're gonna do something like this, you got to tell me. You gotta like put a to be continued or put like the next time Mega Woman alive. You know what I'm saying? And then when I flip the page, it'll be like, what's the upcoming issues gonna say or something like that. You gotta put something, because it's weird that they got the front page correct, where they have the pencils and everything is copyrighted, and then explain a little bit of the story. But then when you get to the back of the story just kind of ends, and that is a problem for me. I hate when indie comic books do that, and it's just such an annoying thing, because it's just like, now I know y'all seen DC and Marvel and Image comic books. You got to put what's coming up for the next issue, or you got to put some kind of to be continued, and you got to put some kind of ending page. You can't just I can't just close the book and that's it. That is so weird, honestly. And now we get to issue number two. I like how they have a then and a now page, so that's really kind of cool. It says, fearful of the prophecy that fate predicted, Olympians did not want to lose their powers like the Titans done a year ago. Hera, the vengeful and jealous bride of Zeus, Queen Olympus, has sought out to destroy her husband and take his throne, hoping to prevent their dark destiny. Powered by anger and fear of loss, Mega Woman sets out to make the government pay for their previous brash and degeneracy intervention. Meanwhile, another superior criminal mysterious released from their custody. All right, so this opens up in Greece, 1992, where Hera, looking gorgeous. I love this design for Hera, which, nowadays they be scared to even show gods looking appealing. They be wanting them to look average and shit. She goes to the Fates and she asks them to tell the prophecy of what's going on, and because she wants to try to change her fate. The Fates tell her that everything is happening. It's like a father's son atop of a throne. The Titans fall and gods now form, but forewarned of history's spell. Like the Titans before, you shall fail. The last child of the Most High, a destructive force none can deny. Overthrown will you be, an act of display for all to see. The last child of Zeus, whose power will heighten, surpass the gods and the Titans. And Hera was like, enough. And she was like, I must figure out how to stop this prophecy. And basically the face was like, none will command fate, none ever will be. What has been spoken shall be. And she's like, curse you, fates, and stuff like that. But she's like, I will find the child, and I will destroy the child. And of course, the face asks, should we have warned her? No, we do not meddle. And besides, telling Hera it's her obsession to stop the prophecy that will be her own upbringing will do more harm than good. And then, of course, we get back to present day where we left off at the last comic book with Atlanta, Georgia. Moments ago, the United States President Dennis Reeds ordered an airstrike, a rare opportunity to take down the villainous and murderous super thug known as Captain X. Unfortunately, the president made a grave error. He did not know that Detective Leon Carter and had gone back inside to the bank to try to save his daughter, to save Keisha Carter, the Mega Woman. And of course, they kind of survived. They kind of survived the missile launch. I guess it's kind of crazy that they survived, honestly. But she's like searching for them, and she's upset. Keisha's definitely upset that the government would even shoot a missile down at her, knowing that she was down there. But she's like trying to struggle, because part of herself is like raging, but then part of herself was like, no, I don't want to hurt people, I want to protect them, that's why I'm doing this stuff. But her god nature her god's nature is like telling her, we must seek revenge, we must have wrath or whatever. And of course, Amanda, she gets there and she's like, let go, I need to know what's going on, we need to know the situation. And then he's like, we're not sending anybody in there. She's like, but my daughter, my husband, and stuff like that. And then she's like, well, we just have to wait. And of course, Keisha is just highly upset at everything that's going on right now, because she just can't believe that they blew up everything that's going on. Like, so the news people come and they ask what's going on. They explain everything. They was like, hey, we were trying to get Captain X, and please, we'll answer more questions sooner. And then it was like, hey, what about Mega Woman? She was in there, and can you confirm if anybody's dead or not? And of course, Mega Woman appears in rage, holding her father in her hand, and then she's basically like fucking upset, and she talks about how there's a dark future awaits her, and she tries to prevent that day, but today is not one of those days. Today, she wants to give into her rage and her urge for wrath. And of course, her mother runs up and hugs her, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "They shot at us," and she was like, "Don't you go after them or anything. Change clothes and meet me at the hospital and stuff like that." And she's like, "Look, I am upset. They just blown us up by a missile, almost killed by some freak as strong as me. And you expect me to calm down?" She was like, "Have you not learned anything I taught you? You know, you have to think before you act. There are ways of getting about doing things, but Keisha's just upset right now. But because Amanda is a doctor, they was like, hey, we need your help." She's like, "Go home. Don't get yourself in any more trouble, please." And she was like, and then of course Mega Woman flies off, and she was like, "They always raised me right, but you know, this temper," she was like, "this undeniable rage I have built up inside me, and anger I can't seem to escape, a thirst for vengeance I can't quench, this thirst I get from my father, my biological father anyway." So she flies off, and looks like she's going towards the Washington D.C. Now we get to Trigon Maximum Prison, and then you see one of the guards sleep, and then we see this naked ice woman, like with dreadlocks, bluey ice and stuff like that. And then of course they was like, "Hey, what's going on?" She's walking through the prison, creating like fog and ice and stuff like that, and they call her Monique Williams, aka Tundra, and then she kind of freezes everybody, and she got like a bikini on, a bikini two-piece on, and a Santa Claus jacket on. And they're trying to like stop her. She kisses one of the guards, and he freezes, and then she's like, please, I warn you, stop, don't do anything." And then she freezes him, and then she's like, "Now you gotta kiss me." And then she kisses him, and then she was like, "Copsicle, I don't want to be selfish. Somebody else might want a piece." So she kind of lets him fall, and then she runs off. Ha ha ha. And then this one's to be continued, but this one's shorter than the other one, and that is definitely a problem for me as well. I don't like when it feels like one book is longer than the other one, and then this one feels a little bit shorter to me. Maybe it's shorter, or maybe it's the same length, but again, this one was more of like, this one felt more like rushing through. Like, you need to give me a little bit more than that. Like, I need to see Keisha going wherever she need to go to, because if you're gonna sit up here and say in the second page, I mean in the then and now page, that she sets out to make the government pay for their previous brash, then I need to start seeing something like that happening. You know what I'm saying? And then you kind of jump to Tundra, but you didn't really set up like who did what. Like, there's no shadow figure. There's like, we get to the part where, okay, we see the prison from the outside, and the inside the person's asleep, and then we see like a shadow figure right there, but it's like, is a shadow figure walking towards the prison or whatever, and it's like, did the person like release Tundra? That's the kind of stuff I want to I actually want to see. You know what I mean? And then again, you gave me to be continued, but you just kind of ended it again, and that is a problem. This to be continued thing is better, but at the same time, what about next time something. Like, give me an ending page so I can be like, next time Keisha is still upset about what's going on. She goes to Congressman so and so to talk about whatever. Tundra has escaped and stuff like that, and she's making her way towards the city or something like that. Can Keisha do, you know what I'm saying? Can Keisha stop Tundra while trying to quell her rage at the government? Find out next time. You gotta give me something. You gotta give me something. These abrupt ends to these books are driving me crazy, and it's not just Godhood Comics that does it. It's a lot of indie comic books I've been reading lately where y'all just kind of ending and just like, can y'all remember like what comic books used to do? Because y'all just keep forgetting that y'all gotta y'all just forgetting that y'all gotta y'all are writing comic books. You just can't just abruptly ended it right there without giving me something. You know what I mean? Give me something to go on. That's all I'm saying. Because it just felt like it just abruptly ends. Of course, when issue number 3 comes out, I'm gonna get it because you know I'm invested in the character. But there are just some things that I would love to be changed for next time. Is it an interesting read? Probably. I wouldn't. I don't know if people want to read it yet. I'm reading it because I like the costume and the opening of them fighting kind of, you know, got my attention. But if anybody was like, oh, is it worth the read? It's worth the read for me. I do have issues with it because issue 2 felt rushed. It felt like y'all was rushing through it, and if that was the case, you should have had issue number 3 ready at the time then, so that way I could have been reading issue number 3. That's just my opinion. Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't think it was worth the $10 because I felt like I got cheated out of a story because, like I said, issue number 2 felt really rushed. Other than that, I think this is a great start to an original character, and I would like to see where it goes. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.